Welcome to the last panel of the second and last panel of our summit, where myself and a diverse group of panel experts dissect the role of brokers and trading platforms in Forex and risk management in Forex trading in relations to hedging strategies, stop loss order, and position sizing. I'm thrilled to introduce myself as your moderator for today. Joining me will be Mr. Andrew Matushkin, the Head of Global Business Development at B2 Broker Group, joined by Mr. Pavel Shakopyanka, the Director of Business Development at InstaForex, along with Mr. Megat Ahmed Aslam, the Worldwide Business Development Manager at Lironix, and last but certainly not least, Mr. John Joy, the Market Analyst and Scholar at Delta International. Everyone, please welcome these experts on stage with a huge, huge round of applause. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you feeling today?
Top of the morning. Everything is fine. Thank you for asking. What about you?
Yeah? Okay, I'm glad. Are you all excited today for this panel?
Absolutely, yes.
Fantastic. I think we're going to get from some very, very good insight today. I have a very, very general question to start off our panel today. This question goes out to all of you. Please tell me and our audience, our lovely, lovely audience here today, about your journey through Forex trading. How did you get into it?
Like, generally speaking, it's a very nice question, first of all, to begin with. Thank you for asking that. And from my side, I wouldn't say that I will be exposed to Forex really, really much, but always was curious and interested in entering the field in general. Of course, it's all started back in the days. I remember these days, good old days in the university with some sort of the spot crypto trading, then refocused a bit on FX, so on and so forth. But as for me personally speaking, I was always curious in general in financial markets since I've been obtaining an economics degree and everything. And yeah, I truly seen my part or my path in career to be somehow involved into financial markets, servicing, providing something like that.
So you always had a knack for finance.
I would say yes, definitely.
He's a born financier, everybody. Thank you so much, Mr. Andrew. Moving on to Mr. Pavel, please share with us.
Well, actually, my career in Forex started in 2009. I was involved in management of home appliances business, totally different field. However, I was also doing my MBA in Frankfurt University. So when InstaForex emerged at startup, we were kind of interested to promising people in the region. So that's how I joined them. And now it's almost 15 years I'm at InstaForex. Yeah, that's... I myself can't believe it. Yeah, so I can see your emotions. And for this journey, I was basically involved into everything besides directly trading. So besides dealing, trading, and all the stuff. So I was a country manager. I was in the team which developed the Forex application. I was doing sports marketing and the guy who secured the partnership with Liverpool FC. I was doing global business development, and I'm still doing it right now. All sorts of cooperation with IBs. So that's basically a very short explanation of these 15 years, which somehow happened in my life.
That's amazing. You do not look a day over 25, by the way. I don't know how 15
Thanks so much.
He started at 10, everybody. Thank you so, so much, Mr. Pavel. Mr. Aslam, please share with us.
Okay. Thanks for having me here. I think my story works a little bit different from other round. I'm coming from my experience as real estate at first, so I thought. Then always as in sales lines, all this industry. Then come to my friends asking me if I can help to approach on the sales and the financial industry. So from there, I get say my first interview with the BOD. I said, "Are you familiar with this financial market?" My first answer was a bit different. I said, "Scam." So, but then I get to involve with a lot of financials coming from Malaysia. We are Islamic country as well. So of course, acceptance of Forex in this country is a bit different an approach. So from there, I get to understand more towards how does financial industry work, how can it differentiate between half licensing broker, full licensing broker, all that. It's a big industry in financial industry as well. So it's quite exciting for me, and I love to go around the world and explain about Lironix, and of course explain about financial industry and how it works. and how can we differentiate the different broker and stuff and licensing, definitely.
It's definitely an amazing journey when one goes from skepticism to being completely passionate and enamored with something. So that's actually like an incredibly relatable to, I think, to a lot of people here and a lot of people that are interested in investing and trading. So thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed, for that answer. Mr. John, please share with us.
Yeah, I started my trading career in 2019, and I started in Indian markets. I lost some huge amounts. That's the time when I understood I have to study and not to refer with YouTubes. Then I moved to Forex, and I was with the team Delta. So that's the time when I was more focused into strategies rather than just randomly trading. So we were going through different kinds of strategy, all the hedging methods, Gann Astro theory, advanced levels in price actions. And finally, by 2020, we moved to Dubai. Now we are a team. Now we are a team who is empowering traders in Dubai on price action levels. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. John, for sharing your journey with us. And now I have sort of catered and more specific questions to each and every one of you, kind of in relation to your role. And you could also just speak generally about this question throughout your entire journey, not just your current specific role. And Mr. Andrew, my question to you is, what factors do you consider when choosing a Forex broker or trading platform? And how do you evaluate their reliability and trustworthiness?
Sure. Thank you. Initially, I would like to maybe to move this question in a bit more conceptual way, since the representative of B2 Broker, what we're doing, we're liquidity and technology provider, and we're building brokerages from scratch, or either way empowering them with our technology, starting from margin liquidity, IT solution like CRM system, payments, so on and so forth. So what are the main factors that I may emphasize based on the experience we have? Because we've been doing it for maybe decade already. The key factors, first of all, there would be like three main groups to my mind. Initially is, from a service provider standpoint, is the liquidity. Is how many trading instruments does the broker offer? How deep is the liquidity order book? How, like, the systems of the backups on uptime. Uptime is really, really important here, as well as the margin requirement for every single asset class. On top of that, speaking about the IT part, what is really crucial for brokerage in general is the user-friendly interfaces and the accessibility of the platform. Giving you a small example, our CRM solution that we're promoting, of course, and we're offering for everyone is B2 Core. And B2 Core recently reported like 5-6 trading platforms as of today, as well. It's available for mobile application, iOS, Android, regardless of that, and many more modules coming. And what is more crucial even here, either from a client's perspective or even from the management perspective of those clients, is the admin panel and the backend as it is, and the customization of the front end. Since every single broker is targeting and focusing on different markets, and they're willing to build their own unique path for their users to trade and to be involved in it, to make deposits, KYC, so on and so forth. That is why, if you're, even from the client's perspective, if you're choosing the broker, the best pick would be, for speaking about technology one more time, the best pick would be the most user-friendly and the most straightforward and the most advanced solution. And of course, accessibility throughout the different platforms. And the third thing that I would like to emphasize here, for speaking about the brokerage, of course, it's regulation, because regulation is a must. Regulation is the key as of today. And there is a upcoming trend, or it's always to be there, but it was not so demanded maybe back in the days. But now it's like checklist that should be done absolutely regardless. It's a regulation because regulation brings you a lot of flexibility. Of course, there is like a payment systems, banks, so on and so forth. And this is also crucial while choosing your broker. You need to be sure that in any given moment of time, in any given payment method that you would like to have, you will have a possibility to deposit. And this is where, since we're in 2023, this is where the crypto payments are also taking place. It's crucial for the brokerage, to my mind, as of today, to have at least a combination of fiat payments and the crypto payments. For the crypto payments, of course, I guess it's written behind me, B2B and Pay. It's the best solution, but without direct marketing. No, really, that's a really crucial part, because there is always should be a backup of the backup. So if this or that payment system, if this or that trading platform will go down, will go, whatever may happen with them, right? There always should be a backup, not to interrupt the business flow, not to interrupt the flow of money, not to interrupt the trading for the end clients. And that is why, if you just an example, right? From a service provider standpoint, we are doing our best at least to make sure that this slightly will not even ever happen. Just by providing multiple of layers of integration for every single aspect, starting from depositing system, more than 100 plus PSPs are there, trading platforms, KYC, KYT systems. So this is what, even from the end client perspective, the more options the broker potentially may give you, the more advanced his technology or just technologies are, of course, the better.
Of course, and I definitely do agree with your point regarding technology and how important it is to everybody interested, because not only does it provide complete transparency, but it really does provide complete seamlessness, and it doesn't, this intimidating field in general doesn't seem so intimidating anymore. So thank you so much for that comprehensive answer. Bringing me to my next question to Mr. Pavel. How has the Forex ecosystem, which goes far behind trading itself, evolved over the years?
Oh, well, interesting question, and it's always like when you are at such events, you think like how to address the audience, because there are some very professional audience, and there is also some potential investors who are just making the first steps. So it's not easy to find the right words and just to find the balance between being simple and being like detailed. So I'll try to try to still be simple. Like, guys, if you we are talking about evolution right now. If you think about like what happened like 30 years ago, just think about the movie Wall Street with Charlie Sheen and Michael Douglas. And that was really narrow market of narrow group. Like all what happened was like a really small amount of professional traders trading on Wall Street or some other stock exchanges. And like the ecosystem was a bunch of insiders who were suggesting that, okay, this is the company that they have new CEO, so it's going to be like Lumin and stuff like that. And now it's tremendously different. For example, think about the changes of the old media and new media. Like something happened in the past, like it takes some days to be published in the news and you have the impact. Now compare like recent example with Coca-Cola, when you had Cristiano Ronaldo just taken away with Coca-Cola on his press conference, and in 2 hours the stocks of Coca-Cola dropped. And let's imagine you are director of Coca-Cola, you did everything right, you went sleeping, you wake up and your stocks are 2% down, you don't understand even why. So that's kind of one of the examples how the new media is changing the whole environment. And I can talk about a lot of examples, like think about Elon Musk, for example, how his tweets involve and change the crypto industry, yeah, like Dogecoin and all the other examples. So basically, here this is kind of on macro approach. And if you think about mini approach, think about traders. Everybody can do that, yeah. Like 30 years ago, it was not possible, and now everyone can become a trader. So that means there is a whole new industry of people who can approach just anybody to teach him, to educate him, to provide the technology, as my colleague just said. And this is incredible ecosystem which emerged just because of this new media, new internet, because of the changing of the profile of the trader, which became less professional because there are much more. And actually, to my mind, that's kind of one of the very important tasks of the broker, to build up the right ecosystem around itself, to find the right people to explain how everything works, to give right support all across the globe. Because no matter how global you are, no matter how many branches you have, there will be definitely country where you do not have local representatives. And you need to be local. Yeah, you need to be global, but you have to be local as well. And you need to find the right people to help. And the building of this ecosystem is kind of to my mind, one of the biggest tasks of the modern brokers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pavel, for that comprehensive answer. And definitely, it's the whole old media versus new media is truly something that kind of changed all aspects of life, but definitely specifically in Forex trading, there's so many things that have been introduced through the past few years. I mean, just cryptocurrency itself, that is something that wildly changed the Forex trading market. So yeah, thank you so much for that comprehensive answer. And yes, definitely more widely available currently than it ever was before. So really everybody should take this chance, take this opportunity, because, you know, every year you can be part of the founding system of something new. So now with how widely available it is, it's truly easy for you to be part of that founding system. So thank you so much, Mr. Pavel. Bouncing off of that, Mr. Aslam, my question to you is the same question for Mr. Andrew. Adding to what he had said, what factors do you consider when choosing a Forex broker or trading platform, and how do you evaluate their reliability and trustworthiness?
Right. Definitely. For my point of view, I always look into these 4 elements for a broker to start up. I realized that a lot of newcomers coming in the summit for the past yesterday and today. Most of traders over here are crypto traders. There's very little amount of Forex traders as well. So when we explain about Forex, start to get more interest and start to see the change from the cryptos to Forex traders over here, which is good. But then they have to understand, because when you go to the broker, it's all about your safety. It's all about when you put money there, how safe you are and all that, definitely. So when you identify a different broker, when you want to start out with a broker, I always look into these 4 elements. One, how long does the broker run on the shows? It shows how sustained is the broker in the markets. So if the broker is running for quite a while, they have been in the market for long, that's one of the elements that you should be take notes on choosing that broker. Second element, looking at into like what this is mentioned just now. We're looking at into jurisdictions, looking at into licensings. So of course there are so many license provided all around at the moment. So you have to choose. You have to find the one that really the highest tier 1 licensings. You have to look at into the licensing has a lot of requirements to get. They're doing auditings every single month, and those are the brokers that will not do anything that hanky-pankies during the shows. Those are the second element. The third element, we're looking into how many presence the broker has been in, how many countries they have been show up, how many clients they can cater. For example, like what we are offering at the moment, we can cater a lot of clients from US, we can cater from different regions as well. So some of that take parts in ticking the boxes as choosing your first broker into trading. Last one, we're looking at into products of the broker as well. So we're looking at into how, because of course, when you change from a crypto to Forex trading, you want to understand what sort of products does the broker have and how can you benefit to your trading portfolio, your trading industry, how you want to have to exploit your trading progress. So when the broker has a good products, when the broker has products that can benefit to you, that's one of the requirements as well in order for you to grow the business with the broker. And we definitely, those are the 4 elements that I always look at into when you choose your first broker, because I would love to say into a layman term so everybody can understand that better. So that's what, from my point of view, if you want to choose the right broker, you want to understand how the broker run, you'll always look at these 4 elements, and definitely those elements are very vital. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Aslam. That was, I think, really an enlightening and very detailed answer. I really appreciate it. Which brings me to Mr. John. My question for you is, how do you strike a balance between risk management and maximizing profits in your overall trading approach?
In my view, let me talk on like a trader's view, not from a broker side. Okay. So risk management and profit percentage is very important. What we only, being a trader or being a client, we only focuses on the profits. Never we focus on the money we are losing. If you're telling about trading, it's actually, the trading has to be both aggressive and defensive. While we are making profits, we should be aggressive. And at the same time, we should be defensive so that we never lose the money that we have made. And talking about the risk management options, we can always go for equations and calculations. Trading is not based on guts or intuitions. For example, harmonic theories and Wolff theories, these helps us to give a definite point of reversals. On a survey that was conducted on more than 20,000 traders, we were able to come up with some of the one of many points. For example, if a trader's maximum profit duration is more than his average losing trades, he is a profitable trader. So there are several factors that are included in money management and risk management, but nobody is actually talking about it. And also there is an equation called QB max where our SL has to be calculated. So let's say we are having a deposit of $10,000. By there is another rule called two percentage rule that you have already you will be knowing that, right? So apart from 2% rule, you can go for QB max where each trade's maximum loss can be calculated, so that you can have a trading plan for a month. Let's say you're having 25, you will only take 25 trades in a month. So the maximum profit you can make in a trade and a maximum loss you can make in a trade can be calculated. So calculating these each individual trades to a month, easily you can manage your risk.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. And that kind of allows me to go into my next question. And this is a question to all of you here in the panel. And this question is regarding, generally, I believe when you're in a field such as Forex trading, you need to be very open to change. You need to be very open to developments and external factors that you never considered before suddenly sprouting and coming along in terms of just evolution and the changes in the world occurring right now. In relation to that, I would like to ask about two things, because I believe we have some crypto enthusiasts here with us. How do you believe things such as cryptocurrency and AI have affected the Forex trading market? And are you with the school of thought that says you were there from the start, this is 100%? Because AI has been used for a very long time in Forex trading, but I think now it's like any other time, especially since November 2022 with the release of ChatGPT. So were you with the school of thought when it comes to cryptocurrency and the use of this very, very newly evolved AI, is that you were there from the start, you're 100% with it? Or are you somebody who says, no, I don't think I'm there yet, I'm sort of just dipping my toes in, I don't think I will rely on other methods, or I have a different perspective? So each one of you, please do tell me a little bit more on your view regarding this.
Yeah, I would be the first if you don't mind. Well, basically, I would like to comment maybe on the side of the crypto initially. And I totally agree with my colleagues previously who said about the ecosystem and just the upcoming trend. And that's totally true. And it's really important for every single brokerage or even for every single business, regardless if it's a broker, exchange, or whatsoever, to build an ecosystem approach, yes. And to be somehow not dependent on this external factor. But how can this be done? It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple to my mind. You should not be focusing only on one aspect. And by the way, for the brokers who are not offering yet crypto-denominated account, let's say, for the clients to deposit in crypto, to make profits in crypto, and to withdraw crypto back without conversion into the traditional finance or traditional like fiat money, like euro, dollar, so on and so forth, to some extent they are losing some business due to this. Even though they do accept crypto, there's no problem with that. And because some client who's like, as you mentioned, like really crypto enthusiast, or some people, they are not willing to go off the crypto. They're willing to stay in crypto because they truly believe that the crypto, well, this is a matter of fact that you don't need to believe in that. We can see how crypto markets are growing, even though there is a bear trend, but regardless. And yeah, in general, of course, and it's the future, and it's going to be the future. I know it's here and it's going to be here. We just need to adapt as fast as we can. And for the brokers, it's also good not only be focusing on, let's say, provision of Forex or metals or indices or something like more traditional finance to trade, but as well as catch this wave of upcoming interest in crypto. Offer maybe to some extent perpetuals, maybe offer crypto CFDs, which is also even more stable, even a more better asset for trading. And speaking about the AI in general, well, yeah, that's the future, and we're at a huge risk to some extent. But still, it's managed by people, and I'm quite sure that it would be there. I'm quite sure that we're going to use it in more often, even of everyday business or even personal life. But yeah, the only thing to be and the only thing to do is to adapt, and to adapt as fast as possible in the most effective way, I would say.
Definitely, I mean, that's the only way we can evolve it. We can resist it for only so much time before we really truly will be forced to adapt. And I definitely think when it comes to AI, so many of us, not just in the Forex trading field, are feeling a little bit at risk. But I always like to say there were so many developments that happened. You know, in the Industrial Revolution, we thought we were going to lose so many jobs, but certainly all that happened is that our roles shifted rather than we're completely eradicated. So I think that with Forex traders, what you will be doing in the market slowly as more AI starts to take over is just something a little bit different than what you're doing now, but certainly still very involved.
But it makes your life easier.
Yes.
Like using all the true developments, new developments from a business operator perspective or from the client even perspective, that's just simplifying the normal things, which is of course better.
That's very, very true. And what do you think about Forex trading companies that are refusing to offer crypto simply because of the fact that some people are so skeptical of crypto? Let's say people that are very into traditional Forex trading, but they believe that crypto is a scam, or they believe that crypto is simply not valid. It's not controlled. It's decentralized. It just doesn't work for them. So they think that once a company they would trust, for example, offers crypto, they start to feel a little bit less trustworthy of that company. What do you say to those?
Well, honestly, I wouldn't agree with you here, to be honest, but there may be two main obstacles. The first one is regulation and licenses. You just not be permitted to offer that, which is absolutely a fact. And by the way, if you're a regulated brokerage, you may still offer crypto CFDs. It's not that you are going to receive deposits from your clients in crypto, but still, somehow to be involved in the crypto, you may still be. And this is where the market is going. This is where the industry is going for regulation in cryptocurrencies. And once it would be like fully done, I guess it would be absolutely normal practice, like wires, like whatever we can even imagine of transferring funds. And speaking about the skepticism, well, this is true that some people or some brokers, they may not consider crypto as the new generation or like new path, but this would be there until they will truly use the cryptos, like the crypto payment. How easy to receive funds from their clients, how easy to move these funds to the liquidity provider. As an example, even from our end, we can see multiple of cases when clients are moving funds in various of options, right? But still, they prefer crypto because it's fast, it's reliable, and it's reversible. And by the end of the day, it's just cheaper. It's cheaper for the businesses to operate in crypto. And this is why, in general, we should consider cryptos to be deposited. But as for the P2P pay or the crypto payments, right? You still have an option to choose what the risk you're willing. If you're going to be somehow exposed to the risk of volatility of an asset, then you may use our solution called merchant with a conversion, or like enterprise when there's no conversion happening. So there is always a way how to deal with it. There is always a way, and there is a lot of the providers, and we from one of those who are ready to serve that and teach and explain how this can be done for the broker. And of course, the more utility the broker has himself, the more utility he will bring to his end clients. This is like pretty obvious. And the more target audience he may capture by the end of the day. It's all about that.
Definitely, I do agree. And I think definitely your point saying that the only way this skepticism will go away is when they truly just start using it. You just have to kind of, the only answer is diving in head first. No floaties. So thank you so much, Mr. Andrew. Mr. Pavel, please add into what Mr. Andrew said. What is your personal perspective?
For your first question was about crypto, and probably I'm the right person to talk about change in times. Just I'm working for so long at InstaForex when I remember the times when people said Insta and it was about InstaForex. And in 5 years, what is Instagram? Yeah, so all of a sudden, Insta doesn't belong to our company. That's Instagram. There is a huge brand which emerged. And now, because in 2010, Insta was just about us. Yeah, but when some other Insta took over. So I remember these times. And regarding the emergence of crypto, well, when our company has appeared, only Bitcoin existed, and actually, your best strategy would be to buy Bitcoin that time, forget that you have it. And remember about it after Trump-Biden rally when it went to 50K. That would be the best strategy. But although we had no idea that crypto would appear, now that's the biggest. So all the brokers use crypto in two ways. The first one is to get deposits and to pay them, and the second is as a trading tools, like trading CFDs, as my colleague has just said. And I am sure that if you take most of the brokerage companies which target to middle and low segment of traders, crypto will be globally the biggest one, the biggest amount of deposits, and that's just a major trend. You cannot survive with it. So yes, as you said, you have to be flexible, just change or die. And quite frankly, I don't see anything like what you are saying, that, oh, you have crypto, but you must be scam. No, rather, you don't have crypto, I have to find somebody else. That's rather what I encounter. We have two branches. European branch has about 100 cryptos to trade in, and non-European has just 15. But although it's not so much, the people are coming, oh wow, you have 15, the other broker has just 3. Wow, that's so great. So even now, it's still rather, I see it as competitive advantage. I can't recall real practical case when, okay, you guys, you are scam, you have crypto. No, I'm living. No, I can't recall anything like that. So yeah, so crypto is definitely a game changer. That's crucial both for deposits and both for trading. What happened in 2017, and then after Biden-Trump rally, like everybody were trading crypto, we had immersed, and in the recent rally, Bitcoin, which from almost 10K to 30K, also additional influx of deposits, people are trading. So that's very, very important, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pavel. And really, I mean, that was personally insightful to me as well, because I didn't, definitely there are no practical ways in which people would say like, okay, you have crypto, that's not trustworthy. But definitely there are a lot of people that lack knowledge, and maybe if they're just sort of treading into the market, I felt like as a complete new beginner, wide-eyed person who doesn't know anything, maybe feel that way. So yeah, thank you so much for dissecting that and really showing.
Just small, interesting about lack of knowledge. Mr. Aslam nicely said, when we choose a broker, you have to do two things, like products and dig deep into regulation. And dig deep is a crucial thing. I was recently at European Expo, and I had a client who came and said, are you regulated in Europe? I said, yes, you are. And his second question was, do you offer leverage 1 to 1,000? And I like, because the thing is that if you offer European regulation, you cannot offer more than 1 to 30. So basically, first you need to think about the product, about the trading strategy, and then you have to really understand what about, just not have, okay, this guy has regulation. They have to understand the limitations of the regulation. You have to understand the advantages, and only when you just cannot say, okay, this is regulated by, let's say, SISEC, this is regulated by FCA, whatever. Yeah, so the key thing was said here, that you have to go deep. You have to understand what each license means. You have to understand how it compares with your trading needs. And when you dig, you can make a choice, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pavel, for that insightful answer, which brings me to you, Mr. Aslam. So what's your personal perspective? What would you like to say, adding on to the first two panelists?
Right. Thanks, Mr. Pavel, for understanding me like that.
Sama-sama.
So my point of view, when you talk about AI, I will stress the most important part. Trading is not, making money is not an easy thing to do. It's a skills that you need to learn in trading industry. So when you involve AI, I will explain you the impact on a person as a trader itself. Yes, AI is good at some points, but yes, like my colleagues just mentioned just now, there are very, very high risks when you involve AI at the same time. When the impacts of the AI as a traders, when you start mostly, putting a lot of efforts to and putting 100% trust on AI, that's where your trading skills started to get lower and not improving. The impacts of AI as a traders is not so good at the same time, but you have to understand that tradings, because from previous panels we talk about learning of about fundamentals, we learning about technical analysis. All that analysis are very, very important for the traders, for you to having a confidence on opening your positions. So also you understand, especially the new traders, you understand why you are lost and why you are profit at the same time. So if you are putting 100% trust on AI, it might affect your judgment at the same time. Like what Mr. Pavel mentioned just now, when you don't understand how leverage works and how does the bonuses work, because sometimes all this can cloud your mind on making decisions to open a trade. Because yes, when a human trade as a traders, we tends to involve a lot of emotional. We tend to get more greedy. So yes, AI, there's no emotion involved because they are algorithm that you have to follow. Yes, it's true, but you see, the economics, the world news, all that, sometimes the AI could not catch it. We have so many AI that implement at our broker, but when we're looking at into their strategies and how does it work, and how it affects it, yes, it worked at some periods, but at some point, at some news, the AI would go to the sideways, and that's where you lost so much money on that. So when traders don't understand how does the market and how does the fundamental technical analysis work, so you will not understand why the robots lost. And so, yes, it has some good impacts implementing AI, but the most important part is, as a traders, you have to be, this is the skills that future skills that you want to do, learn and be more precise in trading. So I would say my supports in AI is still 50-50. I would rather go for classicals, manual trade, understand it better in trading industry.
So definitely, this is a skill, and to, at the end of the day, trust your skill and trust your skill enough to sometimes go against AI even and be like, no, I don't think that's right. So that's really a really good lesson to all of us that yes, of course, AI is incredibly amazing and helpful, but like you said, sometimes it can be wrong, and I think we all have to not let that skill go, or just like a muscle, we have to keep practicing it and not letting it sort of deteriorate over time due to relying on AI, so that this skill that we rely on, we feel confident enough in it that sometimes we can say, no, my skill is, I trust my gut, I trust my skill, and I would definitely say,
Definitely.
I'll go against that. So yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Aslam. And Mr. John, please, what's your perspective?
Yeah. Even though every professional is fearing that they will be one day replaced by AI, being a trader, I believe that it won't happen in this trading journey. Why? Because we are, even though blasting about this AI is involved in trading, AI or these softwares, we can see that these are set files, right? These files can only go through the technical analysis. Let's say chart patterns, price zone, resistance, pivot points. They never can go through the fundamental analysis. Let's say there is US tensions is there. Let's say that the gold is hiking. So these patterns or trends can't be identified by the AIs. Even though we are having AIs, or we call it them bots, okay, we are having bots running in GBP, JPY currency pairs, XA, USD commodity. They were making good profits. Okay, it's like even it's either a hero or a zero. It will come, like, maybe you will get a good percentage of your portfolio. Maybe in 2 days you'll be able to generate 100K, 200K, or 20% in your portfolio, or else you will lose your entire accounts. It's why? Because the AIs are not programmed to like understand the risk involved in trading. Okay, yeah, that's it.
AI failed me right now, whatever is going on here. Thank you so much, Mr. John, for that comprehensive answer. I believe we still have a little bit of time for just about 2 to 3 questions. Does anybody have any questions for this astonishing group of experts here that you would like to be personally answered?
Talking to this, okay. We didn't really talk much about position sizing. I was just curious on their opinion about when you're trading, what your risk is like. Typically, when people are trading too large, or when they can't hold their position, people will say that your position is too large. How do you feel about risk when it comes to going in heavy, like on your position, if you're really confident on it, versus playing it safe?
Actually, position sizing is very important. Okay, being a trader, we will rely on our strategies. Actually, we believe that our strategies are 100% having a win ratio, right? But there is no strategy in the market that gives you more than, let's say, 70%. Okay, so the rest 30% there is the risk. So when you're taking a trade, okay, when it comes to position sizing, when we have a inner gut that, okay, there is a 30% chance that the trade may lose, we will only take a position, let's say in the lot size, let's say instead of taking a full lot size of one lot, we will go for either 0.03 or 0.05, which means that you will get a decent profit, but when you're losing, you will be only losing a small amount. So it's like you should have an intuition that your trade may either have profit or you will also suffer the loss. So when you consider the loss, automatically you won't go for mega lots like one lot or two lot. You will position your lots into smaller lot sizes.
I think it's also works on how disciplines you are. I mean, trading is all about disciplines. It's like you have your goal, what to reach in that day, for example. So You have to understand the risk management on when you're opening a lot. You have to have a goal what you want to go for that day. For example, you want to target that day for 2% or 1% profit. That's all. The ideas of the traders, sometimes they tend to overtrade when the leverage starts to get a little bit bigger. That is where they start to see, oh, okay, I can go more. I'm putting more lots towards against the capitals that you have and versus the lot size that you have. You have to the risk management that you have taken care of when you start trading is when you have to understand how much you want to achieve that particular day. For example, we have this program called prop trading. So this prop trading is where it teaches you how to be consistent. It teaches you how to be disciplined in trading. So they have a certain period of time where the targeted is 10% of your deposits amount. So your targeted, they have given you a target. It's like an exam to pass. So meaning that you're looking at into 10% of your capital. So meaning that one day, each day, because there are 10 days minimum requirements to trade. So one day you have to go for 1%, 1%, 1% until you make it into 10%. So in trading, it's all about disciplines and how you maintain your risk management and not to get over trade when you start to see the graph started to get a little bit comfortable and you started to want to go a little bit more. That's where the emotional involved when you start comparing between lot size versus the capitals that you have. So that's my point of view.
Well, as I've said before, I'm not directly involved into working with traders, but like as many, let's say, dentists don't remember the face of the client, but they remember their teeth. Like it's same goes to me because we have worked with so many IBs that I can remember their top clients by the deals they make, but by the history of their trading. And I tend to agree with the previous speakers that the major losses are coming when they some reason, maybe emotions, maybe some situation on the markets change their strategy. And as it was said, either because of the greed or because of overtrading, something changes, something happens, and that's exactly the moment when you see that we are talking about manual trading, we are not talking here about robot trading and stuff like that, and where exactly the risk management gives problems, and that's exactly here, to my mind, like from observation of my 14-year history of watching the history of illnesses of the not really successful traders, that's where the problem is. So yeah, consistency, keeping the trading plan, that's from the experience watching so many thousands and thousands of traders, that's to me the key to success.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pavel. Mr. Andrew,
I assume my colleagues have covered pretty much everything. Yeah.
fantastic. Anything you want to add on to your question?
Hi, my name is Adil, and I started trading before 3 months. So my question will be basic, not as expert as Miss Nora's. But it will be very basic question. So when we start the trading, anyone they start trading, the basic idea is to be finance freedom. Okay. Some people they think as a gambling, but normally the people they start as a finance freedom. But we are saying that even the expert in the tradings, they're doing working or they're doing the businesses in the trading field, So is the trading get bored after the some time, or is the finance freedom is not reality in trading? And in the end, can you please explain me about the hedging strategies and what are these things?
Shall I?
Yeah.
Yes. Being a trader from the past 3 to 5 years, what I tell is trading is actually very boring. Okay. Why? Because you will feel trading as very threat only when you hope, okay, $1,000 account will be $10,000 account in 2 or 5 days. No. See, trading takes time. Okay. So for me, I'm having a trading journal and trading plan. For me, I'll only take 25 trades in a month. So all the profits and the losses is very calculated for me. So I'm not having any enthusiasm. Okay, I hit 2 stop loss. It's okay. Why? Because it's calculated. Okay, I got 3 profits, but it's my target. It's also calculated. So trading is actually very disciplined. Rather than telling it's boring or very something that gives you kicks, it's very disciplined one. Why? Because you have to, for example, by survey says that if you're trading in a single asset class in a single day, you will be more profitable than other traders. So it's very disciplined. Okay, in a Monday morning or a Friday, I'm deciding to trade in. I will only trade on Fridays, and I'm telling that I'll be only if I'm considering UA timings, I will only trade after 5 o'clock. So for me, it's very boring and there's less enthusiastic, but it supports my financials. I'm getting more returns. Why? Because everything is calculated. All my stop losses, all my take profits, everything is calculated. Yes. So it's up to you whether you have to be an aggressive trader or to be a disciplined trader. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. Please go
Yeah, I
on.
mean, yes, like what my colleague just mentioned just now. It's all about what you want to achieve in the financial in the trading, definitely. So some of us we call it silence trader, which is very, very good trading, professional trade. They would just travel around the world, just spend about 1 hour, 2 hours at a hotel, opening a position, make an analysis, and then make profit, and then they would just walk around. I believe that this industry has changes throughout time. I don't know around the world, but I'm coming from Malaysia. Now the hiring of people want to become a doctors, people want to become a engineers started to get a little bit lower because the youngsters generations now, they are more tech savvy. They know how does the system work. They're very quick in catching up all these how to open positions and all that. It's just when we implement the education well, we teach them on how to trade very well. They know how to make money. So eventually, it's up to you how you want to take it in your life, in your lifestyle as a trader. But like I said, if you are looking into something extra income or looking into stability or in finance, definitely trading can be parts of it. But by all means, you have to have a good skills. You have to learn. 3 months is very, very new. So don't stop. I keep going. There are some losses. Okay, those all good traders, they have some losses, but please making sure that the losses are at minimum, but the winning rate is higher than what you can gain as your trading profile and portfolio.
It's hard to say. It's just to speak after two great speeches. Just again, practical case. We have a client exactly from Malaysia actually, who is trading with us for 2 years, and his profit is not that high. It's just $5,000. But the key thing, he started with losing 50K. So, but he didn't stop. He continued learning. So he compensated for all damage, and now he's in plus 5K, and he's continuing to make money. So sometimes the learning curve is difficult. I would like to meet him and find out what's happened. I know that he trades differently, but I don't know what exactly happened in his life, how he changed. But that's true, as I said. But we always have to keep learning, and sometimes you cannot learn super fast. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes painful lessons. But in the end, education pays out. Yeah,
It's a lifetime. Oh, sorry. Yeah, just it's a lifetime process. There is always room for improvement, rather from a trader's, because the industry is evolving so much that if you're standing on the one point or the one stop, like you always need to improve yourself. As for the broker perspective, as for the trader, and then as an industry in general.
Definitely. Self-improvement, education, allow yourself a hit, and sometimes you have to lose 50K, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, we've come to the end of our panel discussion. I encourage all of you to truly take advantage of this summit and find these lovely, lovely experts that we have here today. Ask them all the questions you want to ask them. They all have booths outside, I believe. Visit their booths, ask them your questions. It's truly an amazing opportunity to have such a group of people so well versed in Forex trading in one place. What a great panel, truly engaging. And thank you so much for your questions, everybody. Please join me in thanking Mr. Andrew, Mr. Pavel, Mr. Mega, and Mr. John with a huge, huge round of applause. Thank you so much, gentlemen. It was an absolute pleasure and an absolute delight. And with that, we come to our second and final panel of the summit. Up next, we have some seminars. I believe some of you will be joining us back again on stage.
Thank you.